Hello, Year 8. My name is Mrs. Barker-Garrett, and alongside being a PE teacher, one of my main jobs is to organise the timetable and the subjects that you will study both this year and next year. And so I'm going to be talking to you about next year and the options that you get to make with your creative choices. So when you are in Year 9, everybody will study the following subjects. You will all study English, Maths, Science, French for the vast majority of people, computing, PSHE, history, geography, EP, and you'll have at least one of your PE lessons. But then you have the opportunity to devise your own curriculum and you get some choices. And the decisions that you choose might influence some of the careers that you get interested in and that you'd like to take on in the future. It might be something that becomes a passion of yours. It might already be a passion that you want to develop further. And hopefully you'll start to be in new classes with people that also enjoy that subject too. And the idea being that you get a little taster of all of these creative options that you've got a little bit of a passion in. And so when you go into Year 10 to study at GCSE, it might be that you've already upskilled yourself in some of the basic skills. So what are the creative options that I'm talking about? So in addition to all the subjects that I've already mentioned, you get to choose 2 subjects from the list that you can see on the screen. So you can choose between art, drama, food and nutrition, music with music technology, Spanish, technology, or textiles. And like I said, you get to choose 2 of them. And you'll study these 2 subjects for a double period in a week. So it might be, for example, that you decide that you would like to do art and you'd have a double lesson of art in the week. And your second option might be that you would like to do technology, and therefore you'll have another double period of technology too. There's something a little bit different about Spanish. I said earlier that everybody will study PSHE, and that is our personal social health education. And that is for 1 lesson a week. But we appreciate that for some students, they might want to learn Spanish as an extra on top of French. So if you currently already study French, I'm talking to you. So if you already study French and you would like to learn a little bit of Spanish, with maybe the prospect of developing your Spanish linguistic skills and your understanding skills, as well as maybe thinking about doing Spanish in Year 10 and 11, and that you don't have to think about 10 and 11 just yet if you don't want to, then you would do Spanish instead of your PSHE lesson, and you would do Spanish in your double creative option. So for you additional dual linguists, you will do French as a normal 3 lessons per week, plus you'll then do a Spanish lesson instead of PSHE, and you'll do a Spanish as one of your options on the list there. So it might be that you decide to do art and Spanish. You'd have a double art lesson, a double Spanish lesson, and instead of PSHE like your peers, you will then have another single Spanish lesson. Everyone else is a double lesson. So how can you go about choosing between these subjects? Well, firstly, on the web page where you've clicked this link, and hopefully that your tutors have shared with you too, you'll see that all of the creative options have done a little video for you so that you can watch it and you can understand what you would learn in that subject during Year 9. Things to think about. Don't choose an option because your friends have. There's no guarantee that I'm going to put you in the same class. For example, if 50 of you want to do art, then I'm going to put you in 2 different classes, and it might be one side of the year. It might be spread over the 2 sides of the year. There's no guarantee that you're going to be with your friends next year. The idea is that you'll still see your friends and you've got all that social time together, but you'll meet other people and you have new friends too. And so this is very much about the subject. This is not about your friendship groups. And that's the same with your teacher. You might really enjoy learning with a specific teacher this year, but that doesn't mean that you're going to have that teacher next year. That teacher might be teaching a different year group and might not be with the Year 9s. So very much choose it because the subject interests you. do read the guidance that comes along with those videos as well. So there's a little blurb that I've put together just to give you a breakdown of what each of the subjects is going to look at over the year and how they're going to assess you. Speak to your teachers as well. So if you are, for example, in a French class already, then maybe speak to your French teacher about the Spanish course if you're interested. If you are on your technology rotation at the moment, think about some of the subjects that you want to study. Maybe you're interested in the food subject, for example, and go and see Mrs. Green or Mrs. Mitchell to find some more information about it. Think about what your talents are, and it might not be the subject, for example. It might be that you are hands-on, for example. It might be that you're good with groups of people. It might be that you are confident, that you don't mind talking out loud, for example, and you might be thinking, oh, drama would be a good one. And it might be that you're thinking about things that you want to develop in yourself. So maybe you're not that confident in speaking in front of other people, and it's something that you really want to work on, or then drama might help you for later on in your career at Ringwood School. So there's lots to think about there. Watch the video, make sure that you have a look at the blurb, speak to your teachers, speak also to parents at home and carers at home. Don't choose a subject because your friends are, and don't choose a subject because you really like the teacher. Do it, I'm glad you like the teacher, but try and do it because you enjoy the subject. And then there's one more. I said right at the beginning, you'll all do at least one single PE lesson next year in year 9. So for year 9s, there is a double PE slot and a single PE slot. So everyone will do the single lesson of PE. And then in the double lesson, a lot of people will do double PE. So you get it over the 2 periods. And some people will decide to change that double PE lesson for a course in performing arts. So in their week, they will have a double performing arts lesson where one of it is to do with dancing and the other one is to do with singing and performing and presenting. And so it's very practical in nature. And the other single lesson will be a normal PE lesson. And so to help you make that decision, what we're going to do is the PE department and the music department with Mr. Hawkins and Miss Hawkins are going to meet with you in your PE lesson over the next couple of weeks. And the performing arts team are going to talk to you about the course, give you a little taster session, and then you'll be able to opt in whether you would like to do PE next year for the double lesson, or if you'd like to do performing arts. Okay, so what do you need to do now? So right now, you will be being emailed by myself a link, and that link gives a form on Microsoft so that you can tell me your name, your tutor group, and which 2 subjects you would like to study for next year. Make sure, like I said, that you speak to the relevant people around you. You're not closing any doors, so I don't want anybody to get nervous and stressed about making these options. If you decide to do art and drama next year, and then when I meet with you again in year 9 to choose your GCSE options, and you decide actually I'd have much preferred to have done technology, that's absolutely fine. You can still do all of the GCSE courses in year 10 and 11 if you don't take them in year 9. And so we can help you with everything. The idea is that next year you enjoy the subjects that you are doing, that you upskill yourself in some of those creative subjects, and you develop your confidence in them, so that you wake up every morning looking forward to coming to school because there are subjects in your timetable that you have decided to choose and do and complete, and you'll do the best of your ability in them. Like I said, you're going to do this via a form, and Mrs. Costello and her IT team have been very kind and said that you'll be able to do that during one of your computing lessons next week. If you have any problems at all, please do speak to your tutors, as well as potentially dropping me an email if I can help you out in any way. Obviously, you can always knock on my door as well. So my office is up in the languages corridor. I'm opposite LA5. My name's on the door, so you can come and knock on the door and ask me if you've got a question. Okay, take care everybody, and I hope you have a wonderful day today.